Oh my words, Tottenham fans. Is the day finally here? Are Tottenham signing Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace? It's been going on for what feels like absolute months, but Tottenham look like, I'd go far as to say 90% sure that they are signing Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace. There's been a huge update that's literally just broke from journalists such as Ben Jacobs, Paul O'Keefe, very reliable sources in this space. But I'm just absolutely buzzing about this transfer. I think it is one that can take Tottenham to the next level and maybe help us finish 5th, 6th, maybe even top 4 in the Premier League. But before we go any further, if you are new to the Tottenham Spurs YouTube channel and you just discovered me here right now, then get down below in the comments. Let me know what you make of the transfer. Leave a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell because it'll let you know when I go live in instances such as this. And also, I just want to put this out there before I get into the video. I'm thinking maybe about live streaming the Man City game on Saturday. So I've done 3 live streams so far on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel. How would you guys feel about me live streaming a full match and reacting to the goals as they go in? Let me know what you think about that by indicating it on the like button, and also in the comments down below, comment something like Spurs Man City and let me know what you think about that. But let's get into this transfer news. And the news is, Ben Jacobs tweeting, Tottenham have reached an agreement in principle with Crystal Palace for Eberechi Eze. And then Paul O'Keefe has also just tweeted, and I've literally just lost the tweet. Sorry about that. Bear with me. He said, understood Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace for Eberechi Eze. This is the biggest breakthrough we've had in this saga. As we know, the release clause that Eberechi Eze had was £68 million. That ran out on Friday. But that release clause, even though it was £68 million, which I think is what the player is worth, he was, that release clause basically meant you had to pay a lot up front for Eze signature, around 30 to 40 million pounds. But with this one, it's looking like Tottenham are going to pay around about 50 million pounds plus 5 million in add-ons. Could see it go up to 60 perhaps as well. And it will see the Englishman coming to play at White Hart Lane. And I feel like this is just the perfect signing for Tottenham. I mean, there's been some news in the last couple of days about Savinho, whether he will now stay at Manchester City. But at the end of the day, I would have liked Savinho. I was getting greedy with me wanting Savinho and Eze, but getting Eze was the priority. I think he could easily play out on the left and drift. He can play in the middle. I've done lots of videos deep diving into him, so go back and watch them if you have not already. But yeah, I think this Eze transfer was one that Daniel Levy had to do. It's a statement signing. I feel like it's one that Tottenham, they just needed to get this over the line. It was one that it couldn't fail. It had to happen. If this had fallen through, we would have been very annoyed. After what happened with the Morgan Gibbs-White deal and missing out on a few other players, it has been frustrating. But Crystal Palace are still looking at a replacement for Eberechi Eze. I think they're looking at Bilal El Khanous from Leicester. They're looking at another player from Club Bruges, who I think played for Norwich, Toloy, I think his name is. So there's still a few things to work out. Personal terms haven't been a problem, but Eberechi Eze should be a Tottenham player. And also what we saw at the weekend was there was a lot of backwards and forwards between journalists. Won't he play, against Chelsea? He obviously did, but, he played really well, scored an amazing free kick, which, we could do within the side. It was ruled out for, a foul by Mark Gay, which was probably spot on. He came off on around the 60th minute, looked quite emotional, saying his farewells, giving the shirt to the fans. So it looked like a farewell. I think Palace are actually playing a Conference League qualifier this Thursday. So hopefully the deal gets wrapped up by then, because I can imagine Glasner will play him because as long as he's their player, they will still play him. But I don't want him to, because I don't want him to get injured. I saw Chelsea playing going in for a tackle with him, and they literally jumped out of the way. He does not want to get injured. We do not need another injury in that number 10 mark. But I'm really happy about it. I met him obviously last year at the Euros when I was in the England camp with TalkSport, and he's just such a down-to-earth guy. Proper Spurs. He's got that sort of Gaza, Maddison, creative flair type player that we all love. He just seems really Spurs. And to beat Arsenal to him as well is an absolute coup. It's just a statement. It's like when Arsenal signed Declan Rice. They went to West Ham, a London rival, like we've gone to Palace, and put the money on the table and gone, we want him. We want that player. And I think it's just monumental. It's just it's a big statement signing for Spurs. You know, after sealing the deals for Mohamed Kudus, João Palhinha, Kota Takai, this was another one that we really needed. And I think he will thrive playing alongside the likes of, you know, James Maddison and Dan Kulusevski when they come back. Richarlison, Kudus, as I said as well, Solanke, I feel like they all improve. And this makes Tottenham's attack really strong, like really strong. I was on Zach Jalab's video recently, and I was arguing that I think Tottenham's attack is the best after the top four. So the top four being Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. I mean, Newcastle depends if they keep Isak. Villa have Watkins, but I think you add him into the mix for Spurs, Eze, and he is just an absolute star. I think he wants to be, you know, an England regular. I think he's good enough to be an England regular. He didn't get enough. He only had a few cameos at the Euros last year, but this is just the signing that I'm just so excited to see him. I hope we wrap it up ahead of the trip to Manchester City on Saturday, because I feel like, you know, watching us against Burnley, I thought it was good, but we still could do with another creator. I think we could still do with, you know, a playmaker who's going to like link up the play in the middle of the park, because at the moment, it's, you know, we've got lots of 8s, a few 6s, but we haven't really got anyone who is a proper 10. And, you know, I just feel like the negotiations here have gone well. Daniel Levy's gone in with intent. Even after losing the Super Cup final as well, he's gone, right, we need to strengthen. And after the injuries, as I say, to Maddison and Kulusevski, it was a must, it was a need, because if we hadn't done that, we would have been in absolute turmoil and the season would have been a struggle. These are the signings, as I say, like my prediction for Spurs for this season is anywhere between 6th and 8th I'd be happy with. But signing Eze, you know, hopefully guarantees a solid 6th, 5th, even a top 4 push if possible. He's got that calibre in him. And, you know, we saw last year he started off quite slow in the Premier League, didn't he? But as Palace's season went on and the team improved and Glasgow gets his identity onto that side, they end up winning an FA Cup. So he's tasted glory. He's also won the Community Shield as well, scored in the FA Cup final, I should say. So I think this is one of the signings of the summer, up with, you know, maybe Florian Wirtz and Ekitike and wherever Isak goes as well, mainly what Liverpool have done then. But this is up there with one of them, and hopefully Kudus is as well. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you as excited as me about this signing? Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you want me to do a live stream for Manchester City, I'm more than willing to do it, because the live streams have had a great reaction thus far. But until next time, up the Spurs, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.